Hey guys, today I'm filming my fourth update for my chopping block series of 2020. If you guys have not seen one of these videos from me before, I will have my playlist linked up in the cards. And basically at the beginning of the year, I chose a large group of products that I was on the fence about whether I wanted to keep them or not. So this year, I made sure to test every single product to have a confident answer about whether I wanted to keep them or not. This series has helped me let go so many products over the past couple years. It's so exciting to me. I also like to talk about any random things I decluttered, anything I returned, and anything I had to throw away because it went bad. And this is going to be a two-parter as well. So I am going to be showing you all of these specific chopping block items in this video and talking about returns. And then in part two, I'm going to show you all of the random products I'm getting rid of in my collection because I do have quite a few things. So I'm going to start by talking about the returns because there were just a few things that I've returned over the past couple months. So the first things would be some palettes from BH Cosmetics, the Weekend Vibes Mimosa Eyeshadow Palette and the Weekend Vibes Bellini Blush Palette. These are normally $18. I used a $3.50 off coupon on each of these, so I got them for $14.50 each, which was a great price. And the products looked really nice, but I had them in my haul pile for a little while. I did show them in my monthly haul, but I hadn't used them yet. I pulled out that eyeshadow palette and compared it to the Huda Beauty Neon Orange palette, and there were so many similar shades, and I already don't think I'm going to reach for my Huda palette very much, and I can't return that one. So I decided to return both of those unused instead of use them once and then they just sit in my collection until I end up decluttering them in the future. I've heard great things about them. They looked beautiful. I was very tempted by the blush palette because it's full of corals, which is my favorite, but because that's my favorite kind of blush color, I have a million of them. So that's why I did end up returning those. I actually was also planning on returning the Milk Makeup lipsticks in Skills and Creme. I bought them during the lipstick day sale, and I actually was just like a couple days outside of that 60-day window. I can't believe the time has gone that quickly, so I am going to be hanging on to these. And I did not hate them, but I don't love them because I feel like because they are that nice creamy formula, it does leave like a line of demarcation. It's not necessarily there's a white line, it just like you can tell where the lip product separates from your lip, and it was just getting on my nerves. I think I can get used to it with a gloss if I blot the lip product a little bit more, or if I like go in the center of my lips and kind of like blend it out. I know I can make them work. And if you were interested in these, not all the colors, but I know I've seen both of those shades, not for myself, but for other people. They have been popping up at TJ Maxx and Marshall's for $6. I got mine for $12. Normally they're $24. And the products are still for sale on Sephora's website, but a lot of Milk makeup has been popping up at TJ Maxx recently. I was hoping to find the powder, haven't found it yet, but anyways, those were going to be a return, but it's outside of the window, so I'm keeping them. The colors are actually very beautiful, but just wasn't loving it. Another thing that I actually didn't end up hauling because I tried it and I knew I was going to return it, but I wanted to talk to you about it. So it is one of the Kylie matte lipsticks. It's in the shade August, which is my birth month, and this color was so beautiful, and I was tempted to keep it because I did get it half off, which is a great price. Again, lipstick day sale. Such a beautiful color. It's a comfortable matte formula. It did do the thing on the inner part of my lip, but not as bad as the Milk Makeup ones. But the reason I let go of this is because of the cherry scent. So I'm actually wearing a Kylie liquid lipstick today. I'm wearing one of the Velvet Lips. Those have a bit of a cherry scent as well, but it's not as strong. But her lipsticks and lip glosses, the scent is very, very strong, and I hate it. I just cannot stand it. And because I have so many lipsticks, I didn't need that one. I did just return it yesterday. Part of me, like, again, hurts my heart because that color was so perfect, so beautiful, but I have just got like a smell aversion recently, and I just can't. I just cannot with the smell. And I've also tried one of her cream lipsticks before. I don't like those because that is like way too fully opaque, way too creamy, and that definitely does the thing on my lips like the Milk Makeup, except worse, that I don't like. So her matte formula is definitely better than the other thing I returned, much to my surprise, would be the Clarins Lip Comfort Oil in the mint scent. This is something I've literally wanted for years. People have always talked about it, and a lot of people got this product on Octoly when Octoly first started a few years ago, and I was always so intrigued. So when it went on sale, I was so excited to get it. Lipstick Day sale. And no, girl, so this feels very similar, except not as plumping, but it's very similar to the Grande Cosmetics Hydrating Lip Plumper. Like the thickness on the lips, it's a little bit cooling because again, it's mint, but it's not as plumping as the Grande lips. But as it wears off, it's actually very sticky, which was really surprising and very annoying. And even though it was on sale, I still paid $15.60 for it. And that's too much for something that I could use up, but would take me a while. And I have a lot of lip care products right now, which is very exciting, but no, it went back and I'm disappointed because people love it, but it's super expensive. And no, I think the Grande lips, Grande Cosmetics, Grande lips, whatever it is, I think that one is better. And I get free samples of that all the time. I wouldn't buy that one in the full size either, but was just very surprised by the stickiness. And it wasn't as thin as other lip oils though. It was a little bit thicker. It did feel soft and cushiony on the lips initially, so that was nice because I feel like other lip oils, while the concept is cool to me, I don't like them on the lips because gone in a flash. And this one wasn't like that, but then it was sticky. So I'm like, we can do something in the middle there. And then the last thing I returned, I actually wore it several times to make up my mind. That was the Grande Cosmetics Grande Pop Plumping Liquid Blush in Sweet Peach. And I got this on sale, but it was still $17.50, which is pricey to me. The color of this was beautiful. It was a beautiful peach with like a little bit of pink in it. It wasn't super orange. I bought this because of Rose and Ben, who has made me want to buy so many liquid and cream products, even though that's not me. So I know that like the plumping thing is like Grande's thing, but I'm very confused what part about that like is supposed to plump your cheeks, because it's not even super glowy that it gives you like a glow. It's not that glowy, but I guess it does depend on your base as well. So the first time I tried applying this product, I had already set my under eye concealer, which was a mistake. So I put on the blush, you know, with the applicator so big. So I dotted on a couple dots, then I tried to blend it out with a sponge. Absolutely not. It was not happening. The product did come in contact with the powder a little bit, looked terrible, which was not the product's fault. That was my fault. So I tried it again. You know, I hadn't set my under eye concealer at all. I just tried to dot it on my cheeks. Again, it was very hard to blend. It could be because I'm using more of a matte foundation, but I haven't really had that issue with cream blushes. So then I just put some on the back of my hand and then picked it up with the beauty blender and applied it to my cheeks. That worked better. But I just feel like this dries really quickly. It is not very easy to blend out, not for me, again, not with the matte base products that I'm using. It blends so nicely on Rose and it just does not do that for me. So that's why I ended up returning it. I don't use liquid products a ton to begin with, and I was just disappointed with that formula. So those are all the things that I returned. Not too bad. I'm glad I got to try a lot of things that have been on my wish list, and unfortunately some of them didn't work, which happens. And now I am going to move into the things that I am decluttering from my collection that were part of my chopping block. This bag was completely full. I've taken out everything that's not lips, and now we just have a bunch of lip products in there. So much. Okay, so starting with eyes, I'm getting rid of something that I had initially kept in one of my spring updates. And this is the Maybelline Color 2 in Too Cool. It's a beautiful shimmery white. The packaging of this one is messed up and it doesn't, like it's crooked, so I think some air is able to get in here, but it's the way it's made. It's not the way that I'm screwing it on, because it happens every single time I open and close it. And this is a nice base. It is a little bit sheer. I love using it under shimmery pastel shades, but I do still have a matte white eye base, and I have other things that will work fine. And you guys know, I love my eye bases, but I prefer shadow sticks over the pots. And I'm also getting rid of another color tattoo. This one is Bold Gold. I love this color. This is such a pretty like muted, murky, dirty gold. So pretty. It's kind of like a honey pot. It's so pretty, but for some reason, this one is very sheer, which I've had that issue with a lot of different gold bases and I don't get it. I feel like gold powder shadows are so easy to formulate. I'm always very surprised that the gold eye bases I have tend to be so sheer, but that's why I'm getting rid of this one. I actually don't wear gold powder shadow a whole ton, and I have other things that are similar enough to this that are in stick version that I know I'll like better. Then I have this Makeup Revolution foil shadow in the shade Rebound. It's a beautiful rose gold. This is very, very creamy, but it also comes with a liquid. And I've tried it with and without the liquid. You don't really need it. This is very pigmented. It's so metallic, looks beautiful on the eye, but this creases so terribly. And I do use a base and I do not have trouble with shadows creasing when I use a primer. Creased to the high heavens. I also have hooded lids, so it did transfer into my crease, so I'll be getting rid of that. Pretty color, but that kind of formula just doesn't work for me. Then I actually have another eye base. This is a Nudestix Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in the shade Gilt. This is pretty. I actually prefer the Maybelline shade over this one. It's pretty because the shade actually looks like a little bit more coppery. This one is, again, very, very sheer on the lid, which is so annoying, honestly. I do think that the Nudestix formula is nice. It's not my most favorite. I do prefer the Balm and Laura Mercier over this one. So I actually got that as a free gift, so I don't feel bad about decluttering it. There are those two shades. You can see this one's more coppery. This one's a little more honey. But yeah, I would love to know if you have any cream eyeshadows that are gold that work well for you. Then I do have two palettes. The first is from Pixi and it's Heart. This was a collab. This is the Double Tap eyeshadow palette. I love these shades. You guys know I love a good old warm neutral, but it just wasn't that impressive. The shimmers in here are nice. The mattes took a lot of building. The shades are very soft and they looked very similar on the eye, even though you can definitely tell like that this one's a little bit brighter, this is a little bit deeper. Like they look different in the pan, they didn't so much on the eye, and this is not terrible, but it was underwhelming, so I'm gonna pass that on. And then I also have this Ace Beauté Grandiose palette that was given to me. This was in a BoxyCharm a couple years ago, and I've used this like once or twice. It is not bad, but again, I don't need it. I love these kind of shades. I do still continue to buy them from other brands and formulas that I like better, so I will be passing this on. I've really heard mixed things about Ace Beauté's formula. I guess it just kind of depends on the palettes, and I feel like everybody's always so excited to get a palette in a BoxyCharm, but whenever you watch a palette declutter, the first things to go are things from BoxyCharm and things from TJ Maxx. Like, have y'all noticed that? So yeah, I'm gonna, again, pass this on to someone who doesn't have as many palettes. It's not bad, it's just not amazing. Then I'm getting rid of an eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Deep End. Beautiful turquoise color. Absolutely love the shade of this, but I've just officially like need to give up on the Urban Decay liners. They are so creamy. They're so nice for the upper lash line, but on the lower lash line, the waterline, it doesn't work for me. The shimmers nor the mattes, they come all the way down here, like a little bit of exaggeration, but they run so bad, so quick on me. They're just too creamy. I have very oily under eyes and I have very watery eyes. And as much as I love this formula, it doesn't work for me, which is a shame because Urban Decay has so many shades and other brands are not getting that. My favorite is actually the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner, and I'm super excited to see that with their newer collection, they've released more shades. So whenever there's enough that are in stock and ColourPop has a sale, so maybe Black Friday, I can definitely wait till then, I might pick up a few more shades, and some might be replacements for the Urban Decay liners that I love so much. I haven't tried the shimmer formulas from ColourPop, just the matte, so I'll probably get one or two of those to see what I think, but beautiful shade. And this formula works for so many people, but just not for me. Then for face palettes, I have two. So the first is from Alamar Cosmetics. This is their blush trio in the medium to tan shade. In my last update, I got rid of light medium. I like this one better than the light shade because the colors are really different. from one another. Very beautiful. It's very pigmented. It blends nicely. Nothing is wrong with this. I love the look of the packaging. I love that it's sleek. Nothing's wrong with it. I just don't reach for it. I have several things. I love the idea of face palettes, but I definitely do not use them enough. And it's just something easy for me to pass on. And I did buy this myself from the BoxyCharm Facebook group. The other thing I'm getting rid of is the Pixie and Rach Loves highlighter palette. So the two big shades came broken, so I did repress them. And I've used this shade and those two here. Very beautiful. They're very pigmented. They're very smooth, but they just ended up not looking the most flattering on my skin tone. Again, I do have a lot of highlight, so this is something easy for me to pass on, and I know I have a lot of people that would really enjoy that. Next, I have two nail polishes, and I don't have very many summer polishes to begin with, but these are two shades that I feel like I could just pass on. The first is Essie Bump Up the Pumps. It's a really pretty pinky coral color, but I have a few other corals that I prefer. It's a good formula though. It's nice and opaque, and not all Essies are this way. And the other one, surprisingly, is the original formula of Sally Hansen Extreme Wear in Pacific Blue. It's a beautiful cobalt blue. I just don't love that kind of shade on me. I've used it every summer for several years. This bottle is very old, but I'm just kind of over that color, surprisingly. Okay, so now we're on to lip products. We have several things here, so I'm just gonna pull them up, swatch them, and tell you why I'm getting rid of them. And I've tested almost all of my fall lip products. I just was like, come on, let's do it. And I got rid of a ton of stuff, which is good and bad. So a lot of these things were things that were decluttered to me, things that were free gifts, Sephora Play, stuff like that. So starting with regular bullet lipsticks, this is a Nars lipstick from their newer formula. This is the shade Tolede. It is a matte finish. It's a pretty color. This formula is so thick. It's really like dry, so it's really hard to apply on your lips. There's a lot of tugging, which I don't like. Then I have this Maybelline lipstick in the shade Mauve for me. It's a really nice creamy satin lipstick. I love it in a swatch. For some reason, I didn't like this shade on my skin tone, but I do think Maybelline makes nice lipsticks. The smell gets to me, but the formulas are nice. Then I had this mini Nars. Then I had a mini Pat McGrath lipstick. This is in the shade 1995. I won this in a giveaway a little while ago. And unfortunately, this shade is broken from the base. It's a really pretty color, but again, I just did not love the shade on me, but the formula is so nice. So I'd definitely be interested in getting some other shades in the future if these were on super sale and at Sephora, so I could return it in case I didn't like it. Then a couple more bullet lipsticks. This first one is something actually from summer. This is the Clinique Long Last Soft Matte Lipstick in Matte Beauty. It's more of like a warm pink color. Super great formula. It's really pigmented. It's creamy. Smells not bad. I just don't like this kind of color on my skin tone anymore. I did get rid of a similar ColourPop lipstick in my last update. I recommend the formula. I wish they had more shades. Next, I'm so sad that I'm getting rid of this. This was given to me by Jean. This is an Urban Decay Vice lipstick in the shade Bun Bun. It's a comfort matte finish. I honestly don't care for the Vice lipsticks. As you guys can tell, I'm just really picky about lipstick, and I never really know like what my type is. I just try things and know if I like them or not. But the color is just like a little too gray toned on me. And I even wore it with a makeup look I found or I thought would be complimentary, and I just still didn't like it. I do like the comfort matte finish the best out of all of the Vice lipsticks though. Then I have a mini Bite multi-stick in Brioche, a pretty color, but I'm just not obsessed with this one on me. It's pretty dark. I don't really do dark lips that much, and it's pretty thick as well. And it's also like completely round, like it started that way because it's a multi-stick you can use on different parts of your face, but it just made it a little bit hard to apply. Then this one is broken from the base as well. This is a Sephora Rouge Matte Lipstick in M11, a beautiful deeper red shade. but it does have a lot of berry in it too, which you wouldn't think looking at the bullet. It's similar-ish, definitely more in person, to MAC's Rebel. Pretty color. Don't wear deep lip products. Have other deep lips that I think I'll wear more than that one. Then we've got some jumbo lip crayons here. So first I have one from Nudestix. This is the Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil in Fringe. This is a pretty color. I was hoping I would love this one, but I just didn't love it on me. I think my friend Ami would look so beautiful in this one, so I'm excited to send that to her. Then I have these two Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencils I'm going to be sending to my friend Jean. I don't love this formula from Nars. This first shade is Bahama, which is a pretty color. It's a little rosier. This formula is just a little on the sheer side. And then the lids also pop off, so I really have to shove the cap on there. And then the other one is Dance Fever, which is browner and a lot more pigmented as well, but a little bit too brown for me. I always want to try brown lip products, but never really end up loving them. Then I've got rid of 3 Lippie Stix. I only kept a few in my collection because I don't love the formula. So this first shade is Parker. I love this color. If they could just make a matte X finish in this shade, I'd be all over it. I just don't love the regular mattes. Then we've got Brink, which is a matte. This one's a little pinker. So beautiful. I do still have the Brink lip liner, which I really enjoy, and I love that formula. And then we have one of my favorite vampy lips, but again, I have others that I can wear. This one is Lady. It's another matte finish. Love how dark that one is. Again, I don't go dark very often, but I love that shade. It's just because I don't like the matte finish very much. I'm running out of swatching room, so I might not swatch the rest of the products. So I've got one gloss. This is the NYX Butter Gloss in Creme Brulee. I used to love the NYX Butter Glosses. I do still think that they're good, but I'm just honestly over them. A really pretty pinky nude. I always thought this was more peachy, definitely more pink. Great, great formula though. I definitely recommend them. I'm just kind of over them. Then for liquid lipsticks, I've got a few from Ofra. This is their older packaging. I have Duchess, which I have similar shades, and I have Havana Nights. Again, I also have similar shades, and I don't wear dark colors that often. I've only worn this one like once. I do think that the Ofra liquid lipstick formula is really good. It's just because of those shades. Then I'm actually getting rid of several Anastasia liquid lipsticks, and it's because I don't like this formula anymore. It's too dry, and I'm so bummed I have so many of them, but they have a great shade range, especially if you're looking for nudes. So, oh, one more gloss. So this is the Anastasia gloss. This is in the shade Kristen. I don't like the smell of this. It's way too like butterscotchy. Color is so beautiful, but these glosses are way too opaque for me. It's like a full coverage gloss. It's a little thicker, a little sticky. I just don't love it. But the liquid lipsticks I'm passing on would be Strip, which is just like a pale nude, and I have a lot of nudes. Then we've got Soft Lilac, Craft, and Catnip. Again, pretty shades. I kept a few similar ones, but I don't need all of them. I'm also getting rid of this Smashbox, like full pigment gloss in the shade, I want to say Trophy Wife, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Just a little too thick and sticky for me. Then the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss in Statement Nude. Pretty color. The formula is just okay for me, and I didn't love this shade on me as much as I wanted to. And then one of the Lime Crime liquid lipsticks in the shade Faded. I do like the Lime Crime formula. It can be pretty drying, and they have a lot of really pretty shades. I like it. I don't love it. I won't be buying anymore. I do have other formulas I prefer, specifically Dose of Colors. They definitely make the best ones for me. So those are all of the products that I am decluttering for my collection. There wasn't anything that I tested that was a chopping block product that I chose to keep. Not this time, maybe in the future, but I'm very happy with all the things I let go of. Again, it's like a bittersweet moment because you know, it feels a little bit wasteful, but I'm always able to find friends to pass the items on to, which makes me feel better. And thank you all so much for watching this video. Please stay tuned for part 2 where I declutter a ton more random things from my collection. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.